The city of Denton is reevaluating its council district lines following a 20% growth in population. The expected adjustments, supporters say, provide an opportunity to better represent minoritized communities throughout the city. While the current boundaries are still in accordance with the deviation from ideal dictated by the Voting Rights Act, they have tipped somewhat out of balance over time. The margin for variance is capped at 10%. Currently, Denton sits at 7.7%.
It's really a puzzle,
said at-large council member Deb Armintor.
Where kind of you want to fix have a number. There are just a number of different factors to consider, and you can kind of fix one problem and then end up unwittingly creating another problem.
Bickerstaff Heath Delgado Acosta LLP, the city's legal retainer, assessed the deviation, stating that officials don't need to redraw the districts. There is, however, room for improvement.
For a majority on council, myself included, being legal is kind of the lowest bar. We want to be the best we can be as far as representation, especially representation of minoritized communities as our population grows. So we had this opportunity once every 10 years.
Denton's population has increased by more than 175% over the past 2 decades. Of that growth, more than 81% has been white or Caucasian residents. Meanwhile, the city's African American representation has increased by 54%, and the Hispanic community has grown by 35%. With each iteration, the boundaries try to take compactness and voting age representation into account. Compactness refers to the size and shape of the districts, avoiding awkward in-cuts into other districts in favor of cleaner, more geometric shapes. It's an ideal commonly expressed in state districting laws but rarely defined or practiced. Denton, which is neither circular nor square in shape, is no stranger to oddly shaped districts. The Denia Area Community Group falls along one rather oddly shaped district line and could stand to benefit from a little compactness. Depending on which proposal the city adopts, the group could see its voice amplified alongside other similar interest and diversity. Despite previous differences with the University of North Texas over traffic surrounding Apogee Stadium, Denia sees the potential mutual benefit of moving from District 4 to District 3 to join the university's surrounding neighborhoods.
We feel like that with UNT neighborhood, they're more similar to us,
said John Weber, who has served as president of Denia for 16 years.
And they're more diverse and mirror what we are better.
During the November 16th drawing sessions, council members Jesse Davis and Brian Beck each presented their own proposals. The biggest difference between the councilmen's plans, however, seemed to be the handling of the area where District 3 meets District 4. In Davis's plan, the hooked abnormality would remain, but in return, the city would see near-perfect population balance at just 0.6% deviation. Beck's proposal, meanwhile, would firmly move District 4 beneath District 3, moving it beneath that hook. The population balance, however, would remain at 6.8%. While this may seem to be a glaring oversight, the strength of Beck's plan, which was endorsed by the majority council opinion, is that it would better keep communities of interest together. For Denia, it's a welcome solution. I feel like Brian Beck's redistricting map would be best for Denia, Weber said. Denia would be integrated with like neighborhoods around UNT. The new boundaries are expected to be finalized in mid-January. Whether the new boundaries will closely resemble the previous structure or take on a noticeably different look remains to be seen. Regardless, the transparency with which the city has handled the process has helped quell fears of the gerrymandering seen at the state level in the redistricting process.